It's the Brad and John Show.
Brad and John Show, this is the C Block. Today's date is the 4th of September. And the C Block, the Charlie Block, which means we started right around 7:40. And because of the fact that we have our new GPS sync clock, we're only 7 minutes out of that. It's 7:47 right now.
We're right on time, Brad.
Okay, a couple things to mention. First off, Mike Otten has corrected me. The chief who, on the Missouri River, who was blocking Lewis and Clark, he didn't want them going any further north on the Missouri River between what now today is Kansas and Missouri. That Mike's correct. The chief's name was Wanamaker-Bucka, and that's the chief.
Okay, that's hilarious.
Wanamaker-Bucka. He didn't want them going any further north because of the fact that they were going to try to buy stuff from the other tribes, stuff like that. Okay, the other thing is, John, yesterday I had someone that I know fairly well tell me I need counseling. They tell me I need professional help.
Yeah, well, yeah, I mean, that should go without saying. That's like table stakes for your brain. But what precipitated it, Brad?
Actually, it was the second person in about a week that told me that I need professional counseling. I don't know. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I mean,
do you think, let me interrupt, Brad. Do you think, I mean, counseling wouldn't be, or therapy wouldn't be effective if it's done with somebody that's doing it to be perfunctory? So like if you're just doing it because people tell you to do it, I don't think it would be helpful at all. Don't you think that it would help to talk to a professional about a lot of the things going on in your life?
Well, I've been using ChatGPT, which has been working. No.
I bet you have.
No,
seriously. Well, let's be serious for a moment. Brad, you deal with a lot of things. Not only are you in a unique phase of your life and you have your kayfabe age and then your real age, but you deal with a lot of issues of a man of a certain age that have to do with health, that have to do with, sunsetting certain aspects of your life. And I think that you have a lot going on in your life. And I think it would help you to talk to somebody that's a professional about it.
John, I still have that dream, to pitch for the Cardinals. And I think the way the Cardinals been playing, I might be able to play.
You probably could, which is a headline on St. Louis Public Radio. But Brad, so you brought it up. What do you think about it? Like, what would keep you from doing it? Is it like, well, I don't know how to go about finding a therapist. I don't know what I would want to talk about. What is it?
Well, it's at a point where I think the interesting point of it is that I'm at that point in my life where I'm going against the grain. Everybody else is retired. I mean, it's almost to the point where it bothers me sometimes because I see this thing show up on my Facebook page, on my high school class reunion, which was a couple years ago. And I see people on there and I'm thinking to myself, I don't get it. I don't understand. Why do they have so much satisfaction in going and playing and pickleball back in the days before they tore down Chesterfield Mall? The routine was you played pickleball at Chesterfield Mall and then you went over to Harpo's. I mean, to me.
Yeah. And so, Brad, first of all, there's a couple elements with that. The first is, and I'm sorry to cut you off, but a couple elements of it are you were engaging in the social media behavior called compare and despair. So you're looking at people, and in your case, you don't have envy about the fact that they're playing pickleball or that they're on a boat in Pensacola or whatever, but you're looking at them and you're comparing, and then you're saying, well, I just don't get why they're happy. Brad, their values, what they like, just isn't what you like.
No.
And also, Brad, I think a counselor or professional would point out the very plain truth as I see it, which is you can't sit in silence and be still and be happy. And if I were to punish you, Brad, I would take you for a week. And besides doing this show, I would not let you cut grass at the transmitter site. I would not let you drive 50 miles to save $7 on a lawnmower. And I would force you to sit and think about 2026, what you want to accomplish. You can't be happy unless you're moving. You can't be happy unless you have a hot new domain. And you know what? In October, I'm gonna write a course using whatever, right? You can't sit and be still and be happy and sit with your feelings. So you're constantly moving. Why do you drive at night to get a different meal than you've had in a while? Because it's the dopamine hit of, I'm going to get in my car and I'm going to drive and I'm going to punch buttons and then I'm going to sit in my car and then I'm going to eat and then I'm going to punch buttons. You can't be still, Brad. And that's one of the things that a professional could help you with.
Well, maybe there's nothing wrong with that. See, that's part of my problem is because of the fact that why are people using their yardstick to measure me? Get what I'm saying, John?
Brett, I agree. And let me interrupt here. But what I think is, I don't think a professional would get you to a point where you would ever sit in a meditation pose. First of all, if you got down, you couldn't get back up. I don't think they would have you meditate and be still. But I think they would point to you and say, Brad, you are never going to stop moving. Why don't you make your movement about something that's productive instead of just action, 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 action? Well, I don't think you're ever going to change. And it's one of the hardest things of working with you, Brad, for the last 2 years is there are brilliant, creative things about you. And if I would try to change them or amend them, who am I to tell you what should make you happy? Like, you're always going to be moving. You're going to have a new domain a month. And then in 2 months, you'll forget about it. And you're never going to follow through on anything. But it's what makes you happy. And at your advanced age, Brad, you've earned the right to take your life and create a domain and a project a month. And it's always going to make you happy.
Thank you, Dr.
Now, for
John.
people who work with you, Brad, if you're Agnes or you're Mike Otten, they've surely tried to sit down, or let's just be honest, a Shelley bar. They've tried to sit down and grab you by the shoulders and say, Brad, I think you should be doing this. How many times have I said that, Brad? I think you should be doing this. But there's the should word. I don't get to tell you what you're going to do with your time and money. I don't tell you, Brad, you have projects that are actually valuable that can make everybody money. But no, there's a course in October. I'm going to make a new thing about how to do a XYZ, and I'll forget about the domain in 6 months. But you know what, Brad? It's going to make you happy in October. So do you want to keep pursuing it or not?
John, there are things in life that like, for example, I finally did the fast food diet course, and I've been toying with that idea. Actually, I have had people tell me for 50 plus years that I should be doing that.
Yeah, and you did it, and it was a personal thing that you wanted to get off your bucket list, and you did it.
And nobody gets it because they go, how do you lose weight eating fast food? I go, take the damn course and you'll find out. Something like that. No, John, I appreciate that. But part of it has to do with the fact that I feel like I'm the square peg in the round hole of life. You know what I'm saying? I mean,
yeah, but hold on, Brad. I'm gonna stop you there. You also relish that. You love being different than other people, and you have a little bit. This is not about me, but you have a little bit of what I have, which one of our listeners diagnosed me as having oppositional defiance disorder. If people tell Brad Hildebrand, you can't do that, you can't do it that way, you can't run a radio station and make a commercial about dog doo-doo for a company that doesn't exist, you're going to say, yes, I can, and you're going to jut your chin out, and you're going to show them, I'm going to do it my way. So you have oppositional defiance disorder, Brad. And so when you say you feel like a square peg trying to go into a round hole, you actually really enjoy that.
But John, some of the greatest people in modern society are exactly like that. Like Donald Trump.
You're right, Brad. Or Elon Musk. You point to him all the time. Donald Trump is like that. You're right, Brad.
There is a famous clip, and I saw it just the other night. I randomly, it just popped up in my feed of what's the lady's name? She was on Bill Maher's show. And this is going back, I think to 2015. And she's on a panel, and I think she's on the panel with Joy Reid and a couple other people. And they're asking the various panel members who they think is going to be the next president of the United States in 2016. Have you ever seen this clip before?
Yeah, it was Wendy Berry from Cottleville.
No, it wasn't Wendy Berry. Have you ever seen this clip before?
It was Ann Coulter, and everybody laughed.
And Ann Coulter says Donald Trump, and the audience busts a gut, and the panel members give the eye roll thing, and Bill Maher is kicking his head back like, yeah, right, that's not ever going to happen. Okay, like that. What's it called? Oppositional whatever?
Oppositional defiance disorder.
Okay. Thomas Edison. There were people that said to him, there's no way you're going to ever make a light bulb. And he goes, I'll show you. Alexander Graham Bell, although there is controversy if he actually did this. Some people say he was not the first to do the telephone. Same situation with Marconi. A lot of people say it was Tesla.
Yeah. Hey, Marconi plays the Mamba, according to Starship. Let's get back to you, Brad. I think you're changing the subject because this conversation is uncomfortable. And as a loved one has told me recently, I try to change the subject and use humor when people talk about serious things, and you're doing exactly that. I think that you have so much going on in your life that you should talk to a professional. I think the chances, Brad, follow this for me. I think the chances of you actually talking to a therapist, say once a month, are none. I don't think you want to do it. I think it's too uncomfortable for you. And I think that it would involve you talking a lot about, at least in the first session, about your childhood, kind of why I think we all know the effect that your mother had on you, your mother's harsh judgment. For folks who are just joining us, Brad's mom never listened to Brad on the radio. And in fact, when Brad would get in the car and put the radio on or change the stations, Brad has a story about that. Brad, I can't imagine what life would be like if I didn't get the approval and the stamp of validation from the only woman that will ever love you the way that you should be loved, which is your mother. Your mom withheld approval from you, Brad. And I know that she's your mom and she did great things and she was a great librarian. What kind of a mother withholds approval from her son?
No, it wasn't that. She just never listened to radio. She didn't care.
Yeah, but Brad, come on. That's, you know what? It doesn't matter if she didn't listen to the radio. You're her son. Radio was important to your life, Brad. How does she not sit you down and say, son, I don't understand radio. I don't even like radio, but I'm so proud of what you're doing in this radio thing because I know it's important to you.
But you know what the crazy part of this is? You know what my mom's favorite song was?
Turn off the radio.
No, Jefferson Starship. We built this city on rock and roll. That's
because Marconi played the mamba.
Right, Marconi. And listen to the radio, and then they got the DJ doing. Hey, it's going to bay today. It's not going to be a nice day.
Yeah, from wonderful. The city by the bay.
The city by the bay. And you know what?
Did I tell you, Brad? I know I did. I saw them in concert in Memphis on September 3rd or 4th. I'm going to text somebody who is. Well, I won't say that. Anyway, but I saw them play exactly 9 years ago this weekend in Memphis. Spoiler, it's not the original Starship.
Well, none of them are. Like all the groups that are out at the Family Arena. Hey, it's the Monkees.
Yeah, they have it's like Journey with a little Asian guy.
Right, and they don't even have any of the original members anymore. It's like okay, it's the Lovin' Spoonful minus all the original members. They just bought the name, and it's a bunch of dudes. Hey, let's go out on the road and tour as the Loving Spoonful or whatever. Okay, John, thanks for the psychology this therapy session.
Of course, Brad. You are a wonderful man, and you deserve to have a little bit of time with a professional to talk about what's going on in your life, and I'm 100% certain you won't take me up on that idea.
Maybe I need Rosie O'Donnell. Maybe she could serve me.
I think you do. I mean, you guys share the same haircut.
Yes, right.
She could use the fast food diet, which you can find at fastfoodmediet.com.
And you know what? I get lots of lookers, but not too many takers lately. But it's amazing.
Boy, story of your life, right, Brad?
It's amazing how many hits I get on that site. Okay, John, it's time for us to get out of here. I'm gonna go park my car in the garage and roll the door down and start the engine up and see how long I listen to the radio.
I know you're not, Brad.
Okay. Have a good day, John.
See you tomorrow, Brad.
Our GPS clock is working great.